What's the word, YouTube? What's the word, YouTube? What's the word, YouTube? What's the word, you? Y'all know what's going on, man. Hey, I appreciate all the love of my last Elvis video. I could tell y'all kind of the little older generation, so I'm not gonna be too childish in my videos with Elvis because y'all a little bit older, but I'm still gonna be me. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the love, man. Y'all was showing some support on that video. So today we got Elvis Presley and the Black. Y'all was saying how y'all was like 60, 50. Couple y'all was 50, couple y'all was 60. Y'all was showing me some support. I appreciate that, man. I didn't know y'all still be on YouTube, man. That's what's up. Especially if you subscribe, I appreciate it. But today we got Elvis Presley and the Black community. Y'all asked me to watch this. Y'all said I should watch it to get a little bit more understanding. Y'all said after I go through this whole Elvis journey, I'll pretty much be y'all said I wouldn't be the same. Like it'll really like hit me. So I want to see what's going on. I know very little about Elvis. I couldn't even name 3 things about him, like 3 songs about him, where he's from, nothing. So all this is brand new to me. I was born in the year 2000. You know what I'm saying? So let's get straight to it, man. Let's get it, man. Elvis Presley and the Black community. What's going on, man? Let's go.
I thought he was a very beautiful, and still is, a very beautiful person, and his memory shall probably forever live on.
Well, you ain't never gonna rabbit. You ain't no friend of mine.
There is no room in this city for the vulgar performances of Elvis Presley.
It's shocking. I watched him gyrate his legs and swivel his hips. And our parent-teachers group feels he should not be on television.
We've set up a 20-man committee to do away with this vulgar, animalistic, nigger rock and roll bop. Our committee will check with the restaurant owners and the cafes to see what Presley records is on their machines, and then
Okay, so what?
them to do away with them.
Oh wow! Now I see what y'all talking about. Hold on, y'all. Let me go back big screen real quick. Let me just talk my shit for like 3 minutes, man. Look, now I already okay. All right, so off of that little first minute, I already know what I'm about. I already know what to expect. Now I know what y'all mean when y'all said Elvis kind of, I guess, took a stand and whatnot. So damn, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting this. So she said she don't like how he was swiggling his hips and all his leg movements. I don't understand how that is so offensive to other Caucasian people at that time. Like, why does that make them? How is that so out of character? Like your son probably doesn't do stuff like that when he's playing around in his room. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy, bro. So he wanted to get all his, and the gentleman wanted to get his music taken out of the other like boombox, little, I forget whatever you call them, the jukeboxes at the other stores, because if it's any Elvis songs and they want to get it taken out. So they really hated this man that much. I never knew this. This is crazy. I didn't really realize how much. Well, I didn't realize, thinking about it. I know the song, the last Elvis video I watched, it said 1970. It ain't hit me. I forgot that the racial issue was even so big, because in my everyday life, I don't really deal with this. I work around a lot of Caucasian people. I kind of see a lot every day. I don't really be getting that energy towards me, so I kind of forget that it's there. You know what I'm saying? But I know it's still there. But this was just probably like 50 years ago, bro. This shit is crazy. Like, I forgot that it was this deep to some people. Like, these people that was just on the screen talking crazy about Elvis, it's something wrong with them internally, bro. Like, it's something wrong with them inside. Like, it's no way that you should be this mad at somebody else for what they got going on in their life. Imagine you one of those people, right? You just every day doing your thing, what you do every day. but another person of your same race is making music for other people to listen to, and it gets you furious inside. It gets you this mad that you go out your way to say this in front of a camera. You know what I'm saying? And they really meant what they were saying too. That shit is like that's another level of hate in their heart and anger that I don't even want to have nowhere near me, bro. I don't want nobody on these extreme levels of inhumane thinking even around me, bro. These people are they are mentally gone. They are not even there, brother. Like, something is wrong with them, for real. This shit is sad. It's crazy. I was not expecting that in this video. This shit just did a whole 180. What the fuck?
Learned anything from the criticism leveled at you?
No, I haven't.
You haven't, huh?
Because I don't feel.
Hold on, let me see what happened.
What Presley Records is on their machines, and then ask them to do away with them.
You've learned anything from the criticism leveled at you?
No, I haven't.
You haven't, huh?
Because I don't feel that I'm doing anything wrong.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog, the crying all time.
Rock and roll has got to go. And go it does at KWK. We're all through playing rock and roll records. This week is record-breaking week here at KWK. And after this week, no more rock and roll will be played on the air.
The obscenity and vulgar.
So let me ask y'all a question. Did the mainstream hate Elvis off of that little commercial? I'm guessing they did. So if they did, how was he able to get so big and blow up? Did he not get blackballed? How was he still able to like keep doing what he was doing? I'm surprised they didn't kill him or whatever. Like, how was he able to break through? And like, was a lot of mainstream radio stations, did they like him, or did they like? I'm pretty sure some of them did, but what was the majority? Did majority hate him or did majority like him? How was that? How did he manage to break through to that, bro? See, one thing I noticed about legends is like legendary people, they go through these real difficult obstacles in their way. You know what I'm saying? So any legend that you go back in the past and do your research on, they had to go through these extreme levels of difficulty with whatever they was doing. You know what I'm saying? And this is another example of that. And that's just an observation that I noticed when I be getting informed on things before my time. You know what I'm saying? This shit is crazy.
Record-breaking week here at KWK. And after this week, no more rock and roll will be played on the air.
The obscenity and vulgarity of the rock and roll music is obviously a means by which the white man and his children can be driven to the level with the nigger. It is obviously nigger music.
Everybody mostly turned him down. And because first thing, he had Negroes' ways. This is what they didn't, really at that time, they didn't want to accept.
By black performers, and he, in essence, because of at that particular time, the kind of backwards mental capability that many people had as judging a person because of the color of their skin is somewhat still does exist. But back then it was worse, and he actually, because of him being a Caucasian brother, he was able to do away with that whole thing.
He's 77-year-old.
That makes sense since he was white. Oh, so I understand. So rock and roll was already going on, but Elvis kind of came in and was able to really break through the door because... So that's why they say that they think he was making N-word music because he was doing what a lot of black people was doing. So rock and roll used to be black. So, and first of all, that's crazy. I never seen Stevie Wonder that young, and I never really heard him talk. But, so, they feel like, I could see why a racist person would think that he's on the same, or that they're making other white people be on the same level as, I guess, at the time, N-word. I could see why they would think that with they wicked, crooked mind, you know what I'm saying? So, Elvis kind of, and I bet you it's probably black people at the time that was mad at Elvis too. They probably felt like he was coming in being a culture vulture kind of just taking what they doing and was only able to get big because of the color of their skin. So I can see why he would get disliked so much, and I can see why he would get loved. I can see why he would get loved and hated from both races. And what Stevie Wonder said is absolutely, I believe, to be true. He was pretty much saying that he felt like a lot of people doing the rock and roll thing, they couldn't get big because of the color of their skin, which is probably 100% facts at the time. I'm glad I'm not living in these times because these people with these no, I'm not going to say that because everybody that's with the red hat is not bad. But these people, but the MAGA, I ain't gonna lie, if you a MAGA supporter and whatnot, the bad side of y'all make the majority of y'all look bad. You know what I'm saying? I know all y'all not bad and all y'all not racist, but the majority of the forefront of what we see on the internet, when we get pushed, make y'all look like bad. So I'm gonna say kind of that crowd back then was way more like these, like they was way more outgoing with this shit. So I'm glad I wasn't alive back then because I wouldn't want to deal with this on another like extreme level. Today is kind of watered down. They can't really do nothing. They can't really do too much. Even back then, it's like they couldn't do too much. But shit, now we got cameras now, so I could just imagine all the things that was going on behind closed doors, and woods, and at night, and shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
To do away with that whole thing.
He's 77-year-old Early Wright, a disc jockey at radio station WROX in Clarksdale for 45 years.
Hi there. Pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How do you do? This is your soul man to be with you until I get through. I want you to stand by, don't have no fear. Following Jay's show, should I play one like this one from out of here? Elvis Presley.
Elvis's songs still get good play on Wright's program among the blues, gospel, and jazz recordings that are its staples. It was almost 40 years ago when Elvis drove down to Clarksdale from Memphis with a record and asked him to play it.
And I had been playing his record, and I had never seen him before, and I was amazed to see him. When he introduced himself to being Elvis Presley, then I went all to pieces over him. Then he and I started talking. I used to be the manager of a gospel group called the Four Star Quartet. And I could listen to a man sing a hymn. I could listen to a man sometime talk. I did that. And I could pick him out whether he could fit in my group. And talking to Elvis Presley, I could see a great future in him.
It's no accident that Wright recognized Elvis's strong gospel roots. Here at the East Trigg Baptist Church in Memphis, older members of the congregation remember Elvis joining in with the choir while in high school.
Okay, so Elvis got loved by the black community before he got loved by the masses at the time. That's real, what's that word? That's real, not unique, but it's real, I forget that word. But it's I forget that word. Dang, what's that word, man? Coincidence? No, it's not coincidence. It's real, it's real like no, it's real what is that word? Ironic, that's the word. It's real ironic. Real ironic.
The East Trigg Baptist Church in Memphis, older members of the congregation remember Elvis joining in with the...
It's like at the time, black people like, man, y'all white people hate, but y'all can't see the talent in this man. Y'all can't see the skill in this man that we see. And now, a couple years later, now it's like, oh, we praise this man. But at the time, y'all was hating on him. It's real ironic. I was trying to...
While in high school. These were rousing sessions led by the charismatic pastor, the Reverend W. Herbert Brewster.
Like most black people in the South, and to whose throat God has pressed down a harp of 1,000 strings, it only needed tuning. Elvis's voice was that type of voice that agreed with the thought of Calvary. He had that kind of bent and inclination and attitude that suggested that God could use him. I gave the music a different approach, a new beat. I knew that it wasn't going to hurt if I said, "Must Jesus bear the cross alone," whether I've said with one beat, two beat, whether I've said it high or low. And I told them, "Come on in here and put your stuff together." They came in here, and it was a glorious experience, and Elvis was in that group.
Elvis came out with a style of his own, and it was very creative. And once he got into it, and you got that feel, Elvis just took off like a late freight. And with Elvis doing this kind of music, gave an injection to black music that no other artist had ever done.
It was like an earthquake in my neighborhood. The whole place was shaking when he came on. And I said, how did a person possess that?
So that's Bobby Womack. I want to say, as a young man that listens to a lot of older people conversations and a lot of and I get a lot of free game from like older generations, I hear these famous names a lot, but I never can put a face to it. I shit you not, that's my first time in my life ever seeing Bobby Womack face. Swear to God, I always hear his name, hear that. I hear these names, but I never see what they look like. Now I start to understand it, and now it's starting to give me more of an understanding on like timeline. You know what I'm saying? I kinda can get, now I can see why people say rap is cause you know people say, oh, rock and roll, they say it used to be black at first. I never seen it, so I couldn't even like put it in my head. Now and then they say, oh, the same thing gonna happen to rap, what happened to rock and roll. I can see why they saying that now.
When he came on, and I said, how did a person possess that kind of power? That it even comes off the TV and grab me in this ghetto neighborhood.
One thing about these black people, all of them, that I like, even though these black people just good, genuine people, bro, they don't give a head. They don't, bro. As long as something is good, they like, as you can tell, these people, when Elvis was coming around, they wasn't hating on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was showing him love and welcoming him. You know what I'm saying? Versus, oh, nah, you this color, and yo other people over there did this to me, so I ain't gonna rock with you. I guarantee you something like that, but, man, when it's genuine, man. Shout out to Elvis, man.
Elvis took my Tutti Frutti, and I was very disgusted. But by him singing it, he really made it bigger and made me bigger.
During those days, if it was a white artist doing something, they would just say, they don't like our blacks and we don't like them either. He's nothing but a copycat. But Elvis Presley, when he came on, chicks was screaming and going crazy, and it was just like in any other neighborhood. And I said, this guy's got something going, man.
Elvis had something that made him sound like he truly meant it, and that's what made a lot of people like myself like him.
I think Elvis had lots of soul. He appealed to black people. He definitely had to have soul in order to do that.
I think there's ever been an artist that when his name went on the marquee, they knew he was coming. People came from all over the world. I never heard of that.
Elvis did a lot of stuff that, rappers do these days.
He had the bling. You gotta have the bling when you're from Memphis.
He had the bling, he had a Cadillac.
He had the bling. You gotta have the bling when
I did not know Elvis had jewelry like this. Obviously, he got money, but I didn't know he was putting it on like this. I did not know this.
from Memphis.
And by the way, Serena Williams looked too good. She looked too good. and I never seen what 3 6 Mafia look like, and now I get to see. Now is how I finally get to see these names that I've been hearing my whole life, bro.
Bling, you know, he had a Cadillac, you know, he had like a gangster in him. As the snow flies on a cold and gray Chicago morning, a poor little baby child is born in the ghetto.
The song also resonates with people who've only met Elvis through his songs.
Elvis talking about the hood, you know, they talking about where we come from.
Paul Beauregard and Jordan Houston are the Oscar-winning rap duo 3 6 Mafia. They grew up just 2 blocks from Graceland in one of Memphis's poorest neighborhoods.
I want a CD scratcher. My mom used to always listen to this song when I was young. He talked about, you know, things that she went through. You know, she had like, you know, my mom had a bunch of kids, like 9 kids. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get somebody to listen to your song. You talk about what they know about and what they want to hear. And she know about the ghetto because, you know, she lived in the ghetto.
In the ghetto.
That's it.
And his mama cries. But if there's one thing that she don't need, it's another hungry mouth to feed in the ghetto.
After we find the part on the record that we want to use, we sample it into the drum machine or the keyboard. That way we can loop it like.
My first line says, first I'm broke, so I hang out with the rat and roach. It's still broke, so I'm sleeping on apartment floors. So it's just like the struggle, you know, what's going on in the hood. First I'm broke, so I hang out with the rat and roach. It's still broke, so I'm sleeping on apartment floors. And I was off beat, but it's all good, cause it's on TV. maybe do some edits, make me look cool, maybe put my name in the credits.
Once we have all that ready, you know, we load it into the drum machine and then pay out.
So he starts to roam the streets at night, and he learns how to steal, and he learns how to fight in the ghetto.
Survival is an everyday task. Watching your back for the man wearing the mask. I say you might get stuck if you in the hood looking like you came up. We ride old school whips, high off the ground, right beside a player hill. It ain't as bad as it seems. We still stay fly, looking so clean. For some.
What the hell?
So I hang out with the rat and roach and still broke cause I'm sleeping on apartment floors.
Oh shit, that's Juicy J. Damn. How old is these niggas?
When they smoke a brick, I never seen a drug dealer ever call it quits. The hood struggle is to make it, gotta get the change. See, every day is like a dark cloud full of rain. The feds tapping for what's dangerous when you're hood trapping. So don't get lost in the sauce slinging, cold crackling.
I ain't know Elvis was making songs about the ghetto and all that shit. Damn. Everything coming full circle, man. It's hitting me.
So help your brother along the way, no matter where he starts. But the same God that made you, made him too. These men with broken hearts.
During the 60s and early 70s, when tensions between blacks and whites were at an all-time high, Elvis demonstrated his desire for racial reconciliation in the music.
Yeah, and one thing I noticed in that Just Pretend video, I noticed that he had some black singers in there, and I was gonna say something, but I didn't. But I noticed that. So okay, now I see why he was doing that. So y'all wanna hate me, right? I bet. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get some black backup singers on all my shows. Now suck my dick. Fuck y'all racist ass. Okay, I see where he coming. Yeah, man. Hey, this is definitely informing me about Elvis, man. I did not know none of this, and I would not have known this if I didn't watch this video, man. All I would have known is just the shit that we get pushed, the fucking comical shit, man. Not even comical, but just all you know is just, oh yeah, that's Elvis. He wears this type of clothes and this, that. But you don't really, they don't teach you this type of shit, you know what I'm saying?
Reconciliation in the musicians that he chose and the treatment they received.
When we first decided to take the gig with Elvis, we had no idea that there would be any racial flack regarding it. Our first racial encounter was when we went to Texas. Elvis was told by his people that, well, you can leave the black girls home. You don't have to bring them. So Elvis wasn't going to do the Astrodome unless his girls could be with him. And he demanded that we be given the star treatment. We had to be in our convertible where everybody could see us, and our little blonde could drive us. And that was his statement. You don't like it? Deal with it, or I'm not going to be there. And I thought that was very big of him.
When I joined the group,
man, Elvis is a real nigga, man. That's some real nigga shit, bro. The real always gonna prevail. I feel like everybody that's a legend was definitely a real nigga. There's no such things as legends being some bitch niggas. So that just show you stay true to yourself. Hold the people down who hold you down, and you always gonna prevail. Don't never switch up for no money. Don't get out of character for no fame, because it's never worth it. The real is always gonna prevail, bro. If you're not gonna be a legend on the big stage, like worldwide, like Elvis, at least be a legend in your city. At least be a legend in your family. Be a legend to your reputation. Be a legend to your kids. You know what I'm saying? Be a legend to everything that you touch. You could and look, just cause you ain't a millionaire, that don't mean that you ain't blessed, bro. Be a legend to you. My motto I go by is that when I gotta die respecting myself. I go to sleep every night knowing that I stay true to myself. I've been real the whole day. I'm comfortable in my own skin. I can't die knowing that I don't respect myself or I did some fuck shit or whatever. I gotta die respecting myself, bro. I don't respect nobody that does some shit that I wouldn't do or that I don't respect. And that's why some people, I don't talk to them with the same respect I give myself, because if you don't respect yourself, how you gonna respect me? I don't like being around people that don't respect themselves. You know what I'm saying?
In 1972, they took a big chance because there were no blacks in contemporary or Southern gospel music, and I was the first one, and it made...
Damn, so it's crazy that these people had to go through these type of things, man. These people had to go through these type of things, man. This is crazy.
Because there were no blacks in contemporary or Southern gospel music, and I was the first one, and it made all the headlines and everything. It was in Billboard and all the newspapers in Tennessee. And my first time meeting Elvis he had a folder full of clippings of things that he had read about me. As a matter of fact, the Imperials brought me to his suite, and he gave me this folder with all the clippings, and he personally welcomed me into the family. And for a guy who, didn't really know where he stood, this was very important.
So he was showing love, and so he hold on, I'm on to something. Hold on, let me get this out first. So he understood the struggle, and he understood discrimination. So he would show love to people that had to deal with it. Understand that. But what if he was only doing all that for personal gain? What if he was going out his way to show love? I don't know what I was gonna say. What if he was going out his way to show love to him? That don't make sense. I don't know. Scratch that. Scratch what I was about to say. I don't know.
Didn't really know where he stood. This was very important, that he acknowledged my presence and, made me feel very much a part of what we were all doing. And right away, he treated me like he'd known me for years. He gave me one of those TCB chains and everything, and I
was gonna say, what if he overly doing it? Like what if, why not just treat him regular? Treat him like his skin color ain't even real. You know what I'm saying? Treat him like how you would treat the rest of the group. But that don't make, it makes sense, but I don't know, bro. I don't know where I be going with that. I do know, but I don't be wanting to like think too hard on how to say it. You feel me? Oh, it's hurting my head, bro. Let me stop.
Just one of the guys, and I never forgot that.
And I've been around him with other people of color, and I've only seen him give love. He was very generous to people that he didn't even know. You didn't have to be of any racial persuasion for him to love you.
And you know how rumors get started when there's a big star or something. The people will start rumors. Well, he doesn't like this kind of people, or he doesn't like those people or that people. And I never got that from him.
But you know, Elvis is a whole nother thing. It's just, I think it's scary to even be compared to people in that, like, you know what I mean? Because he's such a big talent, and in his absence, of course he's bigger than in his presence. And music marks time, so in this time period, what Elvis was to his period would be something totally different. Well, I think rock and roll, I mean, what he brought to Vegas is more than rock and roll. I mean, I think there's so much going on out here on the entertainment front. Like right now, you'll see the likes of Celine Dion and Tony Braxton. It's a lot going out here. You know what I mean? As far as rock and roll is concerned, it's great. I mean, Elvis Presley was able to do things that haven't been able to be duplicated to this day.
Black American music influenced Elvis. The fact that people say, well, he's the king of it all, king of rock and roll, is a slap in the face to those that made the music possible in the first place. Not to say he wasn't brilliant. I think he was a fantastic, talented singer.
I don't think he ripped them off. I think once something has been exposed, anyone can add or take from it if they like. He was just so great, so popular, so hot, so anything that he played, it became a hit. To me, they didn't make a mistake when they called him the king.
The only thing I want to know, was he my friend? Did I enjoy him as a performer? Did he give the world of entertainment something? Yes, on all counts. And that's the name of that tune.
He was a bundle of energy set to music. And that echo will never die.
I was watching that like it was a movie, bro. I'm sitting here eating my chips, just enjoying it. I hope y'all enjoy watching that with me. I like how they ended that echo will never die, and then it just ended. But I can see why some people feel like Elvis, or it's a slap in the face. I do think it's a slap in the face to call him the king of rock and roll. Because I do think it is a slap in the face, to be honest, bro. I think it is. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know, man. Elvis Presley in the black community. Salute to Elvis, man. I wonder how rock and roll sounded like when there was black people doing that shit. What did it sound like? When I think of rock and roll, I think of like metal. I think of like death metal, goth music. When I think of rock and roll, I don't think of what Elvis was singing. But I don't think I heard too many rock and roll songs, so I'm curious on what it sounds like. I have no clue. I genuinely don't. All I know is, I'm not gonna lie, bro. All I know is hip hop and R&B and rap. That's all I know. I'm also fine with that. I don't think I think it would probably be nice to know more about the other genres, but I genuinely don't really like care for like country music and whatnot. I don't dislike it. I do dislike it, but I don't have hate for it or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I understand with pain, music comes with that. So if country music reaches out to you and it touches you and you relate to it, I could probably relate to country music if I listen to it, but it's just the delivery that I don't like. I don't like I got so used to the beats and the type of people that's rapping in these rap songs and stuff, that's what I like. So when it's not up that alley, or it's not even heading towards that alley, I kind of stay away from that type of music any outside of that. You know what I'm saying? That's not even a good thing or a bad thing, because I understand that music is just music. I don't really let it control my life. I don't really get outside of myself. I don't let it like control my mentality too much. But man, Elvis Presley and the black community, man, that just taught me a lot about Elvis that I did not know. I'm glad I just watched that. Salute to y'all for asking me to watch that. Comment, like, subscribe for more videos, and I'm out, man. Twano, 2 a.m., man. Let's go.